the NPCs of the people that they don't have a soul. We are interconnected and we are all the time exchanging information with others. They are far away in vibratory densities, tuned to frequencies that are very far for the most higher frequency, the frequency of the source, the universal consciousness, or God. The ego is the one that creates the separation. Hello, everyone. Welcome to a new chapter of Elemental, where today we're going to talk about the NPCs of the people that in social media, some people is saying that they don't have any soul. Well, I would like to start saying that we all are spiritual. We all are part of the spirit. There's no human beings without a soul. There's only people that they are far away in vibratory densities, tuned to frequencies that are very far for the most higher frequency, the frequency of the source, the universal consciousness, or God. Every time that I heard someone in the spiritual community saying that there's NPCs, people that they are empty, that they don't have a soul, well, it reminds me of the intelligence of the ego, that instrument of evolution. The ego is the one that creates the separation. And when someone is saying that the other doesn't have a soul, it's like you are entering into the dominions of the ego because you are saying that the system put someone only to serve my needs in this reality, to make me learn something or whatever. And that is part of the this humanization of the other human being. And that's what the ego does. The ego deshumanize the other human being, and society is as it is because of these kinds of thinking. Every individual that have had a transcendental experience that made them experience something beyond this reality through near-death experiences, meditation, ancestral medicines, or epiphanies, or another way, we know and we have clear that we all are part of the same. And then there's no separation. The illusion of the separation is in this plane, in the plane of earth. But we all are spiritual. We are all part of the same consciousness. And well, that people that some people call people that are NPCs or that they don't have a soul, they are only far away in the frequency, in their vibration from the frequency of the source, God, or the universal consciousness. Remember that we all have an inner vibration, and that inner vibration is going to tune ourselves into a frequency, and a specific frequency within the array of frequencies that exists in the universe. And we are going to attract and manifest everything that is in that frequency or in frequencies that are very near to that frequency. So sometimes we're going to feel that we don't have anything to talk, anything to connect with other person, not because that person doesn't have a soul, it's because we are not in the same frequency. And our frequencies has a very big distance between each other. For me, the only people that we can probably feel sometime that they don't have any soul of but in reality what happens is that they are completely losing the darkness and they are far away for the light of God, the universal consciousness of the soul, are the psychopaths that commit murder. Because psychopaths, they don't feel, because a psychopath has a problem with feeling. And the thing that is going to make us more apart from the source is to kill another human being. Because when someone kills another human being, it's getting apart almost completely for the souls because you are killing a part of yourself. Remember that we all are part of the same consciousness. We are a little fragment, an individual fragment that the ego make us think that we are an individual fragment, but in reality we are interconnected and we are all the time exchanging information with others. We are a fragment of that consciousness, the consciousness of God, the source, or however you wanted to call it. When someone kills other person, they lose that fragment. They get more into the darkness and they get apart for their soul. The soul or the psyche is the connection that we had in here in connect the universal consciousness. An example is the people that go to war and they need to kill other people in war. Well, that people combat with an emptiness in their sign. They know, their souls know that there's something wrong in there, that they are apart for the most higher frequency, the frequency of God that moves through love. So for me, the only people that we can feel that they don't have soul could be a psychopath, and especially a psychopath that's assassinating others, because that is something that is going to place us apart completely from the soul, the guidance of the soul. They are lost in the darkness. Later could be people that they are suffering depression, or people that they are very materialist and they are focused only in themselves, things like that. But it's only another trick of the ego. Remember that these days we are experimenting polarization like never before. And the ego wants that, wants separation, wants to tell you, okay, you think that and I think this, but you're not part of me. Well, if you disagree with me, it's okay for me. I know that every human being that is here is a son of God, even if they forgot that. The ego is the instrument of evolution that we all need to experience. The ego is here, so we experience the darkness through the ego, and we can integrate the information that has been lost in the darkness into light. We can go through that pain that we need to experience when a dark moment comes to our lives. We can embrace that, feel that, and let it go with love and come back to the most higher frequency, God, that moves through love for human beings. And well, the ego is related with evil, with darkness, because the ego wants for us to get loose in the darkness. But if we know how to use the ego, every time that the ego appears, we can use it as an instrument of evolution. And I'm not saying that you get loose into the darkness. No, it's like identify the tricks of the ego in your mind and go to your soul, the only one that had all the answers. So for me, it's clear we all had a soul. Some people forgot it. Yeah. And it's sad. It's very sad. But the people that had the connection with the highest frequency, God, is the one that need to remind them that. And we need to fight back this darkness, because the big lie that evil told us is that it doesn't exist. It exists and more in this plane. And we need to fight it for. And we need to fight back. So remember, anytime that someone tells you about these NPCs of people without soul, remember that the ego wants the separation of human being. The ego doesn't want union, because that means embrace vulnerability, and the ego doesn't want to embrace vulnerability. But at the end of the day, we all are children of God. And some people is very loose in the darkness, making bad things to others. And the ego plays with beliefs. It's going to make you believe that that person doesn't have a soul. But remember that a belief is to think that something is true, even if it's not. While faith is to trust blindly into something. And it's what we should do, all of us, trust blindly in humanity. Because at the end of the day, I know there's many good people outside, and it's time for that people to, do their part. Well, I hope this information clarify a little something. If you didn't subscribe and you want to do it, feel free to do it. And I see you soon in another chapter of Elemental. Thank you.